Welcome to the Real Nigga Podcast, Dad. Light up a joint, gather around the homies, and listen to a real nigga talk that shit. Speak from how you truly feel. Play it loud, play it low. Do what you need to do, Dad, to get the new Real Nigga Podcast in your soul. Now, we're gonna have a very Happy New Year, Dad. Happy New Year. You know what I'm saying? It's a brand new year. 2016 for a lot of people was quite horrible. You know what I'm saying? For myself, I'm just gonna say this. You know what I'm saying? I don't have bad years because I don't really say. I don't know, Dad. It's like I have bad days and years, nigga. Like, I don't look forward to a year being good or bad. I'm just like, here's another year. You know, what type of bullshit is going to happen is usually on my mind. Now, forbid some fucked up shit happen this year where I'm homeless or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn right I say it's a bad year. But I just don't look at years as bad or good. I just, live day by day and, see shit comment and be like, But, I don't know, it's hard to explain. 2016 for me, like I said, it was just another year. You know what I mean? Everybody that I knew died, except the people that's still alive. But it's like, damn, nigga, shit, you too, shit, niggas dropping like flies. That's from celebrities to family members to everybody. You know what I mean? They all chose 2016 to die. You know what I mean? Nigga ain't even 60 yet, and I done lost about all my niggas. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully it get better. A lot of people have wrote me with complaints, talking about, oh man, niggas that ain't niggas and niggas that's just niggas, because they don't like the title of the Real Nigga Podcast. You see, first people I'm gonna talk shit to, y'all, the Caucasian folk that are talking shit. Come, stand at attention. Come on. Bitch, I ain't talking to your ass. Stop telling me, this is why we don't respect you. We respect you because you respect yourself. Now, if a white person was supposed to call you nigga, you call it race ass. But you don't call it race ass when you call your black people niggas. Shut the fuck up, alright? Cause it's all in the way you mean what the fuck you say. Motherfuckers been saying that shit for years, but y'all still don't get it. So get the fuck out of here with that shit. As for niggas, stop being a nigga. And as for anybody else that's complaining about me, saying Real Nigga Podcast, the definition of a real nigga is through oppression, through hurt, you still the realest one in it. You can be white, you can be black, you can be Mexican, Dad. You know what I'm saying? I kind of hate saying that shit. I'd be like, yeah, you can be Mexican, like even them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't excluded. They excluded from everything else. But even them ain't laughing. Even them. You know what I'm saying? Mexicans get it bad, though, dog. Shout out to my Mexican folks, though. You know what I mean? Y'all music be jamming. Anyway. On to the podcast. Tonight's special guest is the first ever guest to have a show. We had his brother on my first two Real Nigga podcasts. They did quite well. You know what I'm saying? And he's battled with substance abuse. And, he came back strong, quit drugs, and came back into the conversation of XTV at a point when he was blacklisted. He made his name come out people's mouths again in 2012, and still now, ladies and gentlemen, The Pain. What's up, man? So, what's good, Dak? What's good? Oh man, I'm blessed. Going off on what you were saying, man. 2016 was fucked up, man. It was fucked up. It's like for me, you know what I'm saying? I can't say for everybody else, but for me, you see, everybody that I truly love, that was on my side, you know what I mean? That dude at the beginning of the movie, that's all like, good luck, man. That's gonna die like in the middle of the movie. Like everybody that was like that, a good friend or a relative like that, they all died. You know what I mean? And it's like they either died of a stroke suddenly, heart attack, street violence. You know what I'm saying? Shot theyself. It's like, man, you was too much of a good person to kill yourself. Somebody was supposed to do that to you. You could have waited. You know what I mean? Like all those type of things going on. And the people that I thought was like those people that I listed, they turned on me. You know what I mean? They fucked up. They assholes. So, I'm reshaping my circle, losing people, and hey, Pain, yeah, you still got one real nigga left. Appreciate that. I'm finna pull some liquor out and disappear, and a text gonna say what happened to me after this. Man, get your ass in here. Oh my God. Now, Pain, your brother did my podcast last year. Anything you want to refute that he said, or anything you want to add to as far as his stories, if you've seen the podcast? Oh man, I just want to say shout out to my big brother, man. That's my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we get into various confrontations, but when we truly break it down, man, that's family. And of course I listened to his podcast. It was quite high rated when you did it. And hold on a second. It was enjoyable as hell, hearing him talk about certain stories, especially the pool hall, when he talked about that. Like those man, as soon as he had mentioned it, cause he said some shit that I done forgot about. You know what I'm saying? I done been in the rain, getting beat up, and I smoked drugs, in the past, and so that part of my memory I thought was going away. You know what I'm saying? Then it came back, me listening to that shit, and I'm like, damn, But yeah, man, that was an intense scene. I don't know how to add more depth to what he did with that, you know what I'm saying? Add more detail to it, cause let me just say that if you've ever been a little kid, just try to imagine a place where you just don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like only reason you there is cause your parents there, and you know what I mean. You can't just leave. You're a kid, and it's just one of them places where you like, I can't wait to grow up so I ain't ever gotta come to this bitch. Or I can leave when I want to. You ever been to that type of place? That's what the damn pool hall was. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that like 20 times. But it's midnight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. And it's midnight. And it's a school night. And I gotta be here. And this nigga stank. You know what I'm saying? It's it was a bad experience. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I can't, add more detail than what he did to it except for those things. Any memories, he brought back with saying them stories, anything, stories he didn't tell? The time he shitted on himself, he was probably too embarrassed to tell that story. You know what I'm saying? He shitted on himself because this dude was talking to himself, you know what I mean? Dude came in there. How for whatever. It was probably Sherm, man. You know what I'm saying? Sherm was what Spice is now for the young people that don't know. Sherm is a drug, you know what I'm saying? And it's pretty much what Spice or whatever the shit that people smoke now. That's pretty much what Sherm was, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's a different drug, different chemicals, but it made you act the same bizarre ass way. You know what I'm saying? And this dude just came in there talking to himself and scratching his ass, And we just didn't look at him and tried to, avoid any eye contact with this dude. But, out of nowhere, he just came in both our faces, and it's just the ugliest motherfucker that you ever seen. Just came in our face talking about some damn, why you trying to avoid my motherfucking face? You know what I'm saying? Out of nowhere. And, I laughed. He shut it. You know what I'm saying? He was scared. I bust out laughing. I'm like, Cause like that's the most excitement that ever happened at this place I don't want to be. That smell like some shit I don't want to smell. You know what I mean? And that shit was hilarious, and I was dying, man. You know what I mean? Grandpa Joe over there smelling shit. And I guess he was making a bet with this dude, but he had to take Trunks, my brother, out. You know what I'm saying? Change his damn drawers because he stunk up the joint even worse than what it was. And he got his ass beat for that. I remember him getting his ass beat. I remember Grandpa Joe that said, "I told you about shitting on yourself. You the oldest one." You know what I mean? It was one of them whoopers where it kind of hurts you with the way he yelling at your brother. He like, you know better than that. Damn. Got me saying sorry, and I ain't the one getting the whooping. You know what I'm saying? And, it was a little shit like that. You know what I mean? Quite bizarre. Crazy, Dad. Crazy. Now, y'all early days, Grandpa Joe says, when he tells the story of y'all too, that it first started, him taking y'all on the road because y'all would argue and it would be humorous. Was it humorous back then? Was y'all just playing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? When we first argued, man, it was us joking, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, fuck that shit, man. Nowadays, people are so sensitive, you know what I mean? And people get mad when you say that shit, but it's true, you know what I'm saying? It's like people just don't know how to laugh at shit, man, you know what I'm saying? And back then, you could laugh at certain things instead of like be sad about it. It's a such thing called fat shaming in 2016. If that shit been around, whatever, you know what I mean? But in 2016 or 2017, sorry, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit is more prevalent than ever. Somebody told something, I'm fat sham. Well, you should be ashamed to be fat if you feel bad to be fat shamed. Do you know what I'm saying? And you gotta understand, like Trunks, back then he was fat. You know what I mean? I was skinny, and he used to just like make fat jokes about himself. You know what I mean? People now be like, oh, he had bad self-confidence, but no, he used to laugh about it, but still enjoy himself in his image. You know what I mean? And like the jokes he would tell about himself, I would of course laugh at. You know what I mean? And shit, I was skinny, making jokes about myself. So when we would do the argument shit, we would just do shit that we said to each other when we was fat shaming ourselves or skinny shaming our own damn self. You know what I mean? But we'll do it in our own unique, creative way when we would just, for entertainment. Because like say, it's some shit on TV that we don't really want to watch. You know what I mean? We'll just go off randomly and just, argue. You know what I mean? But if we wasn't really arguing, we was just joking, you know what I'm saying? And Grandpa Joe seen that, my granddad, he seen that, giggling and shit like that. Like, I need to take y'all out on the road, man. You know what I mean? And he took us out on the road and his own little budget. And y'all was making a lot of money. His old ass was making a lot of money. He said his old ass. Yeah, man, shit. Let it be real. Let it be known. You know what I'm saying? Shit, he even admitted himself. He was a greedy old man. He took advantage of us. You know what I'm saying? We was just kids. So it wasn't like we could take his ass to court. You know what I mean? A 6-year-old taking the old ass granddaddy to court for royalties. You know what I'm saying? That shit is non-existent. As bad as we wanted that Power Ranger toy, as bad as we knew that Power Ranger toy was ours because of our hard work, shit didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? He was the overseer. He was the granddad. He got the bulk of the money, and he had ours. So that shit will fuck us up, man. You know what I mean? Having bad dreams of Well, good dreams about getting a Power Ranger toy, and bad dreams about waking up and realizing it's my life and I ain't got it. You know what I'm trying to say? I fucked up. Yeah. You definitely fucked up, but I knew what you're saying. Anyway, so y'all do y'all little road act, and you can you go into detail of what y'all act was when y'all was on stage? Yeah, I was a cat and Trunks was a mouse. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, like I said, he was big and I was small, so it would just be two little kids, one fat ass kid and one skinny kid chasing each other. You know what I'm saying? In costume. And I think we got them costumes from Kmart. You know what I'm saying? The ugly 90s ass Kmart. You know what I'm saying? The ugly logo. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The ugliest Kmart that ever existed. But so yeah, like we got them ugly ass costumes and shit, man. We chasing each other on stage. You know what I mean? Come here, Mr. Mouse. He was like, get away from me, Mr. Cat. Get away from me, Mr. Cat. And one time he slipped. You know what I'm saying? You said, I told your ass to get away from me, Mr. Cat. Told your ass to get away from me, Mr. Damn Cat. Or whatever you said. And Grandpa Joe got mad. You know what I'm saying? But the audience laughed so hard because, it was innocent and it was cute. You know what I mean? For those damn soccer moms, But overall, man, shit, we used to have a lot of fun doing that. And, that's just what it was. We was entertaining people and Grandpa Joe was taking all our money. I wanted that Power Ranger toy. Damn, that, you've been talking about the Power Ranger toy for quite a bit. Yeah, man. I mean, shit, I touched a soft spot. You know what I mean? Doing all that work. Thinking one day I'm going to get that damn White Ranger. You know what I'm saying? One day I'm going to get him. Nah. One time this motherfucker gave me a damn Pink Ranger from the McDonald's damn kids meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this what I get? This what I deserve? You got a burger, don't you? Fuck you, man. And this damn Power Ranger toy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And as a matter of fact, I bought a damn white Power Ranger toy in the year 2005. Yeah. I'm grown as hell. You know what I'm saying at this point. But I happened to go to a store and I seen that white Power Ranger I wanted as a little kid. And I bought it. 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Damn, he bought 2. Yeah, 2 of them. I bought 2 Tommies. And I played with one. Or one of them sitting on my mantle. You know what I'm saying? Right when you come to my house, you like... Baby picture. Baby's baby picture. A Power Ranger. Just like that. Yup. This is an exclusive podcast, Dad. Pain in this bitch. That's right, my pain. Now, the Donkey Kong show, because some of this shit is already documented that I'm kind of looking at, in my notes. You smoked crack during the show. Somebody gave it to you and had you, this was crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that could have never happened. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid. And, I just was told that this will enhance my talent by the person that gave me that piece of crack rock on that episode that did good as far as the Donkey Kong show. He just gave it to me, man, and said, look, man, this is going to make you better. Because I remember the way he put it to me, man. You know what I mean? He was just like, yeah, look, I know you talented. I know you great. You make me laugh all the time. And the person that gave it to me was a person I've seen many times. You know what I'm saying? He just came up to me and said that shit. And he was like, look, you really good at this. You know what I'm saying? But I think something is holding you back. Maybe you shy because of the camera, or maybe it's a lot of pressure on you, young man. So, I'm going to slide you this, and hopefully it enhances you because you suck tonight. I hate to say that, but I love to help. And he gave me that piece of crack rock, man, and that's the beginning of my life being destroyed. I was under the influence, I mean, damn, Dag, like, I think Justin hit on this on Grandpa Joe's podcast. That's some heavy shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's even heavier, looking back. I mean, this is years later, 1995 or whatever. This is years later, but, I'm a child, and I remember him teaching me how to smoke it. You know what I'm saying? And doing it himself, and I did it. He held it to my mouth and everything. Like he treated, like the way the dude treated me was like a father that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was real good to me. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about that, the dude that gave me the crack rock, he died like, 3 years later of a crack overdose. You know what I'm saying? And even then, I mean, of course that didn't help. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, that's some shit to smoke some crack to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just ill, and at this point, when he died from it, I'm successful. You know what I'm saying? And shit, the drugs are coming so fast where it's like, shit, I better smoke it before I go away. You know what I mean? Being an entertainer is something that everybody dream of, but people don't understand the nightmare that you may go through, during that dream, living your dream. You signing autographs, meeting people, fucking bitches, you know what I'm saying? But, shit, everything got a consequence to it, you know what I mean? And, people can say that everything in moderation shit, but, I mean, shit. Just don't do a lot of shit. Damn, you know what I mean? Like that's the I think overall message that I want to put out there, nigga. Just don't do shit that you know is stupid. You know what I mean? That's my message. You heard it first on the Real Nigga Podcast. Yeah, man. Cause certain shit is bad. I mean, with drugs, I used to see Nancy Reagan and all that on TV, hearing that drugs are bad. But it's like, for this dude, like I said, he talked to me a certain way. Talked to me like I'm, I am number one. I am good. I am the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody ever talked to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you good, man, but you ain't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, you suck tonight. So, let me give you some enhancement. And that shit enhanced me, you know what I mean, forever and destroyed me. Yeah. Do you remember any of those moments, though? I mean, when you and Trunks used to argue. Shit, I just remember the Aftermath 90, you know what I'm saying? I just remember the ratings being big, the checks being bigger, me on the pictures of lunch boxes and, being the number one dude. Shit, I just remember success. I remember money, man, you know what I'm saying? And I think all a child wants, when you break it down, is acceptance by his parents. I didn't have my biological father, and Trunks didn't have his biological father. So we was raised by my grandpa and my grandma, and my grandpa was as it's been documented, was real strict. You know what I'm saying? And my grandma, she was cool. She was very nice and very nurturing. But it's like, I think part of us kind of didn't like her because she nurtured too much instead of, not have Grandpa Joe beat our ass like he was doing. She wasn't strong enough to, like step up and say, damn, you know what I mean, Grandpa Joe, stop hitting the damn kids. That's why they fucked up now, fucker. Sorry, man. I just got a lot. Yeah, Dad, you good? Yeah, I just got a lot off my chest with that. Oh, man. Would you like some tea? Thank you. Yeah. Hate that nigga. You do? No. Hate what it was. But anyway, Dad. So, You famous from the show. No. I was trying to say something with that before I went on that tangent. Hold on. I was trying to say that, all a kid really wants is respect from his parents. You know what I'm saying? And appreciation. And when we was just under Grandpa Joe's guidance, he'll just be like, cha. You know what I'm saying? Like the Joe ass song says, it just be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I did this, I got an A in school, and I did this, and he'll just like, whatever, good. You know what I mean? And shit, when our show was successful, and I was one of the main reasons, he pulled me aside and started showing me love. You know what I mean? He like, hey there, grandson. He said that one day, and shit. He ain't buy me that damn Power Ranger toy, but he let me feel like I was in charge. He let me feel like, I was something just because I was making, money. You know what I mean? And it's real fucked up, when you look at it. Because he didn't really care about our well-being. He just cared that we was making him money. And, we was. And as a result, you know what I mean? Shit. He spent that money, you know what I mean? And we didn't really have nothing. We just tried to, we wasn't really working, doing the Donkey Kong show. I'm just going to say it like this. We wasn't working for money. You know what I mean? We was working to make our grandpa happy. Cal that. No homo. Fire liner. But, yeah, we was just trying to make his ass happy. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really was. And the whole time we was doing that, trying to make him happy, shit, we was miserable. A lot of times. That's why, why you think the later episodes of Donkey Kong and shit wasn't that good? Because our heart wasn't in it. Our soul wasn't in it. And we wasn't feeling it no more. You know what I'm saying? Trunks got fed up. I've been fed up and on drugs. That's a bad combination. To be fed up with feeding a machine that's only feeding itself. What's good? What good comes out of that except more misery? And that's just what it was like recording those HYs in '03, and you know what I mean? Why you think we so damn monotone and so damn, I'm gonna get shot for this, but 21 Savage delivery? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you think we sound like that? It's like, damn, you know what I mean? We like, yeah, man, it's hell yeah, it's another episode. Yeah. Shit, on some episodes, we even moving away from the mic as we talking. You know what I mean? We want to leave that bitch so bad. It's like, yeah, man, we doing this motherfucking shit. We still doing the episode. You can't really hit me that good. You know what I'm saying? We don't feel like being there. It wasn't enjoyable no more. But it was just making money. It was making Grandpa Joe happy. And, that's what I remember mostly about that shit. Me and Grandpa Joe are cool. You know what I'm saying? That's because his ass ain't in control of my finances. I am. Nigga, I am. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Crazy shit. Crazy. God bless the crazy kids. God bless the crazy kids. So, I don't even know where to go after that. But, so, as Hell Yeah and stuff is doing good, you eventually, because when Dee Dee and the Witch died, like, I'm looking at your whole timeline, Pain. Some of these shits are just you. Like, what about, Dee Dee and the Witch died? Then all these other different shows you had, outside of the Donkey Kong series. I don't want to put it like, I wasn't having fun. It's like, whoever you with is gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Witch Doctor, of course, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just me being me and feeding off of him feeding off of me, us going back and forth. Yeah, that shit was dope. You know what I mean? And it don't really have a big legacy, but it's a part of my legacy that people looking into what I do will remember if they watch my shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was a lot of times, the chemistry between me and Dixie, between me and whoever. Ooh, you was supposed to binge charge this shit. I know, right? Then got into the middle of the podcast, forgot we supposed to be charging the damn phone. Hold on. That bitch ain't charging. Show line, bitch. Oh, yes it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So, we didn't wish that. You and Dixie, though, I mean, when Dixie came in, I think Trunks was leaving or something. Explain that. Dixie came in because she wanted some of the spotlight as well. You know what I'm saying? She was that sister. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the Jacksons. Like, say like you was a part of the Jacksons. You know what I'm saying? And you seeing Michael, Tito, all of them get big. You know what I'm saying? And you the little sister, you watching all this, and you like, why I gotta watch this on TV? Fuck that shit, I'm talented too. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what Dixie was. Always probably complaining to my grandma, like, how come I ain't on TV? How come you're not on TV? And grandma already had that very Caucasian upbringing, you know what I mean? No racism intended. But, that's just how she was. She was like, oh dear. Leave it to Beaver type shit, you know what I'm saying? And then Dixie, that's of course is her. It's similar. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She the same way. Yeah, man. My brain hurt words, and they just said, damn, we might as well be on the show and shit. We had a great time, me and Dixie. Though, that's one person that I just like, man. And we didn't argue as much. We just used to joke and laugh, you know what I'm saying? And I think our chemistry and the energy we had was just so different from what me and Trunks had. All we did was argue. I ain't even used to have to smoke crack around Dixie. Like, I used to feel bad because that's my little sister. So I ain't want her to see me like that. I ain't give a damn what my older brother saying. He was stupid anyway, still stupid. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Dixie, man, I used to just try to, protect her. Like, even on the HY episodes, like, I just always try to protect her from everything. You know what I'm saying? And she loved us, man, because she seen that we just always wanted to make sure she was okay and everything. But Tom happened, and a lot of shit happened. I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, it's like the early days, as far as the sides era with what was going on. Shit was fun until I started to realize what was going on. Because during the process of, it wasn't like I wasn't having fun. I was enjoying myself. Shit, I'm on TV. You know what I mean? Doing what I seen on TV, but my own unique way, and being popular for it and loved for it by different fans from this place, that place, all over the world. It's great and it's fun and it's enjoyable. But truth be told, man, when you realize what's really going on and you grow up and you like, this nigga taking every single cent out of my pocket and putting it in his. When you realize shit been stolen from you for years, it's hard to come into work happy. You know what I'm saying? And with the little money you do got, shit, you smoking. You know what I'm saying? You like, I'm smoking this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you destroying yourself and not realizing it, but you destroying yourself because you feel you are being destroyed. And what happens? Self-destruction. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much that's what happened as far as my legacy when I did fall off for a long ass time in the public eye and out of the public eye as a result from me crashing so much and people believing in me. Then people gave up and said, fuck it, man, just crash, nigga. OD. Damn, tired of your ass. You good? Sleep deprived, Dad. Sleep deprived. So, moving on, Payne. Hold on a second. You worked with a lot of talent that eventually found later success and their own right. I mean, Killer, Best. We mentioned Dixie, of course, and a whole lot of different people. I mean, these stars that came on and had later success in their careers. Did you see that potential in them? I seen the potential in Best. You know what I'm saying? It's just it was something so new about his show at that time in 1999. Like it was just something so new. You know what I mean? Because at this point, the same old shit was kind of going on in HTV West. It's like the same dudes that was on top, and like 1995 was definitely on top in 98. If you wasn't, you was in and out. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like the same kind of format, but Best just had like the whole show. It was the first episode of the PlayStation series, and how colorful it looked, and it's this new image of this new dude. It's like, man, this nigga gonna be hot. And for a while, he was real hot. Like, people don't remember, because now he's just backup dancer Bob. You know what I'm saying? But back then, he was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? The feud with him and Trunks, or whatever was going on, like anything he touched was gold. So I definitely seen it with him. With the Killer, hell nah. You know what I mean? I'll be real. Like, he was just a side character. Like, he wasn't like, not even a side character. He was like way in the back. You know what I mean? And the only reason I chose him to be on the show is because his dad said so. Well, no, not because his dad said so. His dad said to, here's my son, and he said he gonna try to impress you so he can be on your show. And I don't know what his little badass did, but I said he can come on the show. But the only reason I let him on the show is because I was cool with his dad. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely didn't see him being that big. You know what I mean? He was just supposed to be the background, And you got to understand, man, people that be in the background, shit, they got feelings too. That person you just walk past because they beneath you, and you look at them, a certain kind of way, just so they can feel bad or less than you or inferior to you. They got feelings, man, and shit. When them feelings come out, you gonna feel them. You know what I'm saying? And your kids gonna feel them, and your kids gonna feel them, and everybody gonna feel them except your hating ass. Die in the fire. Die in the fire. Real talk on this shit. But I mean, damn, so you didn't. Hell nah. I mean, Killer really surprised me. I mean, they got me on the recording saying, man, Killer, you raw, dog. Like, it just got me saying that shit, because it's true. And we still have moments like that on the XTV Fuse network, like, where it's just like, damn, like, how funny he is, and how, like, just in your face it is. It's like you can't fake that. Like, the shit that Killer be doing and saying, you know what I mean? And sometimes he don't try to be funny. He just is being real. And it might come across as humorous, but when it's real, it hurt and it's funny. You know what I mean? That's the most real shit a lot of times. So, I didn't see Killer being that big, But, shit, I should have, looking back. Now, you and ODD worked together on Action 1 and 2, of course. Big films in your catalog. Huge. Me and ODD, man, we both was doing, because he was doing his Spot the Doggy show. I was doing my Donkey Kong show. I think I was doing 2 and the first Donkey Kong around this time still. And so it was just magic, when we met. Two shows with different styles meeting together on a movie. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because you got this audience, I got this audience, and we come together and bring them all together. And, it was a big-ass machine is what it was, both those films. It definitely helped both our careers, and, financially, it helped Grandpa Joe old ass pockets. But I got that was my first good check, cause Grandpa Joe, like, he just gave me like $1,000 some shit, And I was supposed to get more than that, but shit, as a damn, what I was, 13, man, I was happy as a motherfucker with that $1,000. You know what I mean? I remember I went to the club. It was me and Gex. We went to the strip club. I just got a bunch of hundreds. I got like 500s of those thousands, and I remember tossing it to the strippers. Like, it was like, man, it was one of them type of don't give a fuck moments in your life where you're like, bitch, I'm a thousandaire. Take this 100. Take this 100. Take this 100. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? And I mean, bruh, like, that was the best check of my life. ODD was there too. You know what I mean? Like, I was getting drunk, I was getting high, and man, I was happy. Like, I never had that much money, and the attention that film got, like, even though our show was real good, ODD's as well, shit, it got way more attention with one film. You know what I'm saying? Well, two. The second one being, like, killing the first film. And, that's the thing I noticed, dog. The number 2 is very important for XTV West when you really break it down. It's something about the number 2. I mean, the second Real World destroys the first season, you know what I'm saying, of the Real World. The second 90% episode that I had on XTV West destroys the first episode of 90%. It's just, it's always some shit like that, like number 2. And as you just said, Action 2 destroys the memory of the first one. Yeah, man. I mean, it was the most played, most viewed, most successful film at that point. And I mean, I was really happy, bro. Like, seriously, $1,000 was a lot. I mean, you say that was your first check, $1,000, that was your first big check. What was you getting, before that? Shit. 600 checks, Walmart checks, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's good, but this Walmart check, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, bro, I know damn well I'm making what they think I should make, and know damn well I should be making more. You know what I mean? Everybody that's working at Walmart feel that way. Like, it's like, nah, bro, you know what I mean? This whack ass minimum wage, but shit, again, being 13 years old, $1,000 to your name. It meant a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? And your ass went to the strip club at 13, bruh. We was ruthless, man. Like, when your face is on every magazine, you know what I'm saying, and on every, like, poster and film and all that, motherfuckers don't care. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh man, that's him, let him in. Nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Them other niggas can wait. You know what I'm saying? They let you in the club. Hell yeah, definitely. Payne will admit, I was molested by mature female strippers at how old I was? 13. You know what I mean? Damn right I was. And shit, I was happy. You know what I mean? Like Wayne said, I loved it. I loved it. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? I hope to continue to get molested. Whoa, this is exclusive shit. Drop the bomb on that motherfucker. Hey, man. Shit. Something about that, man. When you see your first piece of it, it's like, oh, I'm a man now. I'm a man. You know what I mean? It's like, I had to have a talk with my son. He was talking about, man, I'm Blood Gang, man. Fruit Town, Blood Gang. You know what I mean? And I'm like, look, son, you ain't gonna be a man by being a Fruit Town blood. You're gonna be a man by fucking these bitches. I had to tell him that. You know what I'm saying? And people can call it whatever. You just trying to be a man. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it makes you a man. But shit, you feel like one once you get it. You know what I mean? And it is important to be. But it's also important to feel. So feel and then be. That's my message. Sure is. And he just said that you puffing on that cigar too. Hell yeah, for you puffing on that cigar. Puffing. So also during this time, well, before Action 1 and Action 2, you refereed the first match with superstars like myself and Lex Express fought in the main event, and you was the referee, and you brought attention to SIDE for a little while. Thank you for that, dog. That was a good ass check. Yeah, man. Again, bro. This was me being blinded. You know what I mean? Not knowing that Grandpa Joe is, cause this was another $600 check. Even though I'm Diddy Kong, I'm the Pain, I'm famous. It's good, but it's only as good as your boss says it's gonna be. Dame Dash got an interview with the Breakfast Club where he going all saying people need to be their own bosses. It's like part of me agree with it. It's like it's true. You know what I mean? And when I say a boss, I mean a boss of your finances. You know what I mean? If you feel like you been wrongly, like you ain't getting the money you deserve, man, be a boss about your paper. You know what I'm saying? And, get your money right. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't no intro to no rap song. This is some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your money right. Make sure your paper right. Because if it ain't right, you ain't gonna feel right. And if you don't feel right, shit ain't gonna be right. You know what I'm saying? And only reason I was living in a big mansion is cause he owned the mansion, Grandpa Joe. We was living with him for years. Why you think it was always, every time you come to my house, it was me, it was Grandpa Joe, it was my family. You know what I mean? He would try to, blind us with, oh, it's all about, keeping the family together. He would try to say that shit over and over again. But really, it was, no, I got most of the money because you don't deserve shit. That's what it was. I remember sometimes he would hand us our check, and it'll be like them bitch ass motherfuckers at Busch Gardens that act like they didn't want to give you your check. You know what I'm saying? They'll just be like, yes, hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll give it to you like that. It's like, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like all this hard work I do every day, and you scared to give me my check? You know what I'm saying? What, you still wish niggas were slaves? That's a shot at Busch Gardens, my Grandpa Joe. But you know what I'm saying? Damn. So, yeah, a little shit like that, man. After all this, dog, because listening, to you during this podcast, is there any love still with Grandpa Joe? I mean, I understand he was in your corner during your fight with Trunks. Look, man, it's like I said that towards the beginning of this podcast, like with Trunks, like, that's my brother, and I'm always gonna love him. That's my grandpa. I'm always gonna love him. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Now, if this was some regular other motherfucker, I would hate him for life and make sure I get the Bloods and Crips to join together to kill that motherfucker. But it's not that dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's somebody that's family. You know what I'm saying? So when it's family, it don't ever get that personal. You know what I mean? It just shit. It do hurt. You know what I mean? That all that was happening. But shit, I'd rather it happen to a family member, that raised me and made sure I wasn't in the street than some regular motherfucker that don't give a damn about me, that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. Wow, Dad. So, I asked you about my match, nigga. Oh, yeah, sorry, man. I don't even remember the storyline behind this match. Like I said, I just remember that check and just being sad. You know what I mean? That I still couldn't get the Power Ranger. I mean, you was getting $600 checks and shit like that. Yeah. But, like, why was you still unable to buy the Power Ranger? Because I was buying crack, man. You know what I'm saying? I was getting high 90, like, bruh. It's something about that shit, man. Your first taste, like they even write that in the when they teaching kids about drugs, they write that shit. They like, bruh, don't do crack, cause once you try it, you gonna want to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's true. It's like you don't want to ever try that shit ever, because once I tried it the first time, I'm like, okay, I'm good, I'm straight. I don't like it that much, but it's all good. It's all good. Shit, man. A few seconds later. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, shit, it's good, but it ain't good enough. And, or maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe it wasn't that good to me the first take. Let me try one more time. And that one more time become a million more times, man. And, you don't stop till either your life stop or, something really hits you and devastates you enough to say, I'm better than this. And, you know, some people have never quit. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. Sorry, now I was trying to get the statistics of how many people die of crack in the U.S., but Google lacking strange. Anyway, a lot of people die from crack. You know what I'm saying, in the U.S. And that's a great number, Payne. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Worked real hard on it. But you know, a lot of people die, and either they die or, you know, they get sober, and I think very few people do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so addictive, and, you know, you smoking it till you die. You know, people will look at a drug addict and be like, he's stupid. Why are he doing that to himself? It's like it's easy to dismiss something by calling it stupid and just walking past it, but not understanding something, you know what I'm saying, like, is just dismissing some shit because you don't understand it. That shows you that you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying that you should understand every single person that's on drugs, but, you know, some people have real hurt that they can't escape from. And, you know, a lot of times crack is comfort. And pain is comfort a lot of times when you come from pain and you don't really know what is not pain. You know, as ignorant as that might sound with how I said it, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Shit, people come from hard ass backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? And they don't know how to tell their stories. Some people even be laughing at people when they tell their stories, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got molested by a dude. Like, a dude said that shit on his YouTube video, you know what I'm saying? You know, that, you know, he was molested at like a young age by some dude, you know what I'm saying? And like, I think the dude in the video laughed at his ass about that shit, and it's like, damn, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, he gotta live with that shit. He ain't gay, you know what I'm saying? If you that way, you know, live your life. But I'm just saying, it's like, the motherfucker tell you this fucked up ass stories, and motherfucker, you laugh at that shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's little shit like that make it hard for people to really tell their story and tell their background, because it's like they afraid to be ridiculed, laughed at, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And shit, that's the type of motherfucker that might be doing crack. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of person that might be smoking spice, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, he might steal, but shit, you'll do anything to maintain your living or to protect your kids. Shit, some people see crack like their kids, you know what I'm saying? They'll do anything to get high. You know, just like you'll do anything to make sure your kids is fed and everything else. Yeah, I'm getting personal, biatch. He getting personal. He getting personal. You sleep deprived. Yeah, Dad. But, yeah, man, you know, and, drugs. But as far as the match, again, you know, like I said, I don't really remember it. And then you're going to go on to some other shit, ain't you? No. I don't really remember it. I just remember meeting you at the time. You know what I'm saying? And shit, you was just a thug, man. Like, you didn't give a fuck about nothing but your clique. Like, I'm like, hey, Flamingo, because I used to watch you on TV. You know, because remember, we couldn't meet back then and shit. I used to watch you on TV and enjoy you, man. You know what I mean? I was so happy to meet you. I'm like, man, you a gangster, man. And you was like, get your bitch ass at my locker room. Exactly. Yeah, Dick. That's just how it was, man. I didn't really have. You see, I've always been a real nigga. I've always been I just always been honest. But the thing is, I just never knew the proper way of getting that honesty out without being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I still even suffer from it now, because, like, I just call this shit the Real Nigga Podcast, not thinking that it would offend people that ain't niggas, you know what I'm saying? Or offend people that are the opposite of a nigga, you know what I'm saying? But shit, it did, you know, and at that time, when I said what I said to you when we first met, I was thinking on a point of like, cause I love Trunks, like, you know what I'm saying. I like D-Matic, and I used to hate seeing him get bullied by you. It's like I used to always just root for the underdog, cause shit, that's where I come from. That's where my mom come from. That's from where my ancestors come from. The background, the nobodies, and I hate to see injustice, you know, on somebody that didn't do shit to you. You know what I'm saying? They just was living, and you felt high, so you had to bully them. You know what I mean? Figuratively and literally. You know? And so, shit, I just like, get your bitch ass, because I ain't feel like conversating with you about it. Like, if I didn't like you, I just said what I had to say about you and to you, and did what I had to do to you, and then that was the end. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it was, that, you know, I believe that the show was real, because, you know, sides didn't know the sides wrestlers, you know what I'm saying? SIDE wrestlers and shit. So it was that division that kind of created tension amongst some people, because we didn't know what was right and we didn't know what was up. Yeah, you know, because I remember when you first said that shit, I'm like, damn, I'm a bitch, nigga. And that shit made me study myself for a little while. like seriously, nah, man, because this was still the early days of the internet, and I'm trying to find, you know, I'm on yahoo.com searching for ancestry, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. Like, damn, I'm a bitch ass nigga. Like, what happened? What did my great granddaddy do? You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out different shit. And, you know, I wind up just, you know, getting a headache and smoking crack. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, man, fuck this shit. Damn. This shit was taking me way back to damn, I got some pig meat on the line. What the fuck is that? Mini Memphis. That's what it was taking me back to. Pig meat on the line. It's Memphis Mini, you ignorant motherfucker. Whatever, man. You made me feel bad. That's the point. Oh, man, Doug. It's been a great time, dude. Yeah. So, like I said, you know, you did the match. What was it like after that? It was great, like I said, man. You know what I'm saying? I would go home and just thinking, like, damn, I'm the first to ever do this. You know, but shit, I couldn't wait to get high. Because, like I said, you know, that tense ass meeting. You know, imagine you want to see your favorite celebrity ever. Your whole life, you've been waiting to see this person, but due to contract restrictions and all these other different, you know, things are forbidding you to do this. So you doing something the person before you didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Before them didn't do. You about to break new grounds, you know, and you finna see your favorite celebrity. And the process of this, the shit is golden. Then I seen this, and that's the first thing you say, get your bitch ass out my locker room. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ouch. And like I said, I looked up my ancestry. Grandpa Joe was there, you know what I mean? I kicked him out of my room, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, man, I got your money here. I'm like, I don't want that shit. Yeah, hold on. You know what I mean? And I was confused, man. I'm like, damn, what makes me a bitch nigga? Now, I try not to hit the heavy notes, but, shit, they come. 2001. Oh, man. Well, 2000 was such a huge year for me. Well, it was like, 01 was like, man, what can you do? You know, like Killer said on his Inside the Actor Studio shit in 2010, you know what I mean? Like, he did so much that year. Boy, 2011 was just like, no, what the fuck I'm gonna do next? You know what I'm saying? Stakes was high. And shit, I did so much, you know what I mean, this 1 year where it's 2001 now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And I think I did a rant, the first ever rant on XTV West. You know what I'm saying? We did an episode of HY, hell yeah. And well, I just I ranted about God. You know what I'm saying? I was mad, man. My little 14-year-old brain thinking that I'm being what's the word? Thinking I'm being damn, I don't know, inventive or like, you know, better than the world. Cause I'm saying some thought-provoking shit. And I wasn't saying a damn thing. I was just mad. You know what I'm saying? I had said, why do people believe in God? Because the Bible says. Why do people believe in the Bible? Because the Bible says. And then I stopped the tape like I said some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And the backlash was like, fuck you, nigga. And man, bruh, 90, them sponsors dropped. They went like, fuck you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people was offended by it. You know, and that's the thing about sponsors, man. It's like, bruh, you know, we support your behavior going to the strip club on the side. Do your thing, brother. We support you smoking crack and dissing your brother. Do your thing, brother. We support you talking shit about this little girl. Do your thing, brother. But the moment, the moment you dare to say how you feel, whether it's the topic of religion, same-sex marriage, opposite-sex marriage, whatever, however you feel about whatever you feel, you done, nigga. Because that ain't our opinion, that's your opinion. You know, that's when they drop your ass. You know, that's why you see the Real Nigga Podcast. I don't got no sponsors. I don't need no sponsors. You know why? Because I'm keeping it real. So for you niggas writing me with that bullshit, stay bullshitting. I'm a human. I'm on that real shit. Now, Pain. Going back to it. Wow, shit. Like, how many sponsors did you lose? I lost 8 of them bitches, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. They pulled my lunch boxes. You know what I'm saying? I had, like, you know, my face was on lunch boxes and shit. They pulled them. And they actually canceled HY for the remainder of 01 until the controversy of what I said on the recording died down. You know, you got to understand, though, at the same time, 90, HY had a particular demographic, children. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, my way of coming out like that was not coming out, pause, you know what I'm saying? But my way of putting that message out like that interfered with that, you know what I mean? I'm for the young kids, but this message is kind of for adults, you know what I mean, with how I'm talking. Even though I'm a teenager, it's like, bro, like, what the hell is you doing? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that tape got destroyed, and like I said, HY got canceled for the remainder of 01, you know what I'm saying? And shit, I just had to find a job I could find, and I wound up doing the movie Burn with Method Man. This was a movie with mixed reviews, Pain. But and you talked about this on XTV Discussions. Yeah. It was just about a violent teenager. You know what I'm saying? And it was the first ever dramatic role on XTV West that was recorded at the time. And you know, man, I'm just having memories of it. I had to pause shit. You know, like I just remember recording that shit and just like we opened it up with Method Man, Perfect World, off of his album on Tikal, Judgment Day. We opened it up with that song, and then we ended the movie with I Never Dreamed You'll Leave in the Summer by Jerome. And that shit was crazy, man, cause you know, I wonder what made Tony B do that shit. You know what I mean? Looking back, it's like, what the hell made him want to do that? Cause, you know, it's obvious Action 1 and Action 2, you know, the creative ideas going into those, but what in the fuck made him want to do that? You know? But that's a question only he can answer. I'm the prime. But yeah. And you know, you did GTA, of course, with James. I mean, how was that experience? That was something that still saved my career. You know what I'm saying? That still kept me relevant in the public eye. And shit, like I was definitely still popular, you know what I mean, with that. And then '02 came. '02 was different. CAW, me and Gex getting into it, Shotgun Bar, all them shits, dog, like wrestling. You know, CAW changed the game in many ways, you know what I'm saying? It gave rise to people that was kind of just sitting out, you know what I mean? Or some people that just didn't have nothing else to do, because sometimes XTV can just be one-dimensional, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is the era where it's just about TV shows. Not knowing that, that dude in the background, he could be the next Charles Dean, wrestling and shit. Then the wrestling era come out, you know what I mean? And it's like, everybody good at wrestling, yeah. But that dude right there in the crowd could be killer. You know what I'm saying? So CAW allowed us to be athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like myself, Shotgun Bart, Gex, and all them people, That's what they did, and it ushered in a new era, for athletes. But Dixie ain't give me my last check. You know what I mean? Last I checked. Oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really shoot on her because she my baby sister. But give me my last check. Damn. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to wait this long. I want my last check. I want my 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 check. Excuse me. Damn. With a burp. But, yeah, Dak. And shit. I mean, it's just, CW was good, and then the Hugh Street era happened. The first Hugh Street era. It was real rough for us. Grandma locking us out. I talked about this on my shoot in 2011. You know what I mean? She just locking us out and all that different shit. It wasn't fun a lot of times, I remember Jay-Z's song All Around the World. I used to feel sad playing Jay-Z All Around the World and hopeful. Like, I'll be listening to that all around the world. I just touched down. I'll be listening to that shit, just being like, damn. You know what I'm saying? He just touched down here. He talking about being here, and not just be feeling hopeful that, like, one day that's going to be me again. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, losing all them sponsors, HY wasn't on air no more. Grandpa wasn't giving me no money. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I was broken. And that's just what that era was like, man. The whole shit. And as far as them bringing CAW back on the Hugh Street era, it was something that worked one time. But we should have kept it going. We should have just kept it that one time and not continue to do it, because it just lost that edge that made it great. You know what I'm saying? And shit, CAW, man, was good, but it just got real stale, you know what I'm saying? And then '03 came, and we had Legends of Wrestling, and that was cool, but certain stars started to fall off, and, Moonsault came, and shit, that was all the hype. But, yeah. Now, the last thing you really did this era was Vice City, you know what I'm saying, with James, that took your career and everybody, on a whole new level. What was it like finally being relevant again, but seeing, your contemporaries, like the friends you kind of grew up with, ODD, MZ and stuff, seeing them kind of fall to the wayside as you continue to rise to success? At this point, 90, it became, fuck that, maintain success. You know what I'm saying? Get money. I fired Grandpa Joe as my manager in like '02 because I finally, started to learn the game and learn what was going on. And I seen that he was, doing all this different shit. I lawyered up real quick. I just ended up with a court case that went on for years and I ain't get shit. But shit, I just was independent, you know what I mean? And, I actually own rights to Hell Yeah. That was my idea. But he just kind of got, the money that he already had and shit. And I couldn't get what he already had. So, me being on my independent grind, man, I was just kind of a free agent and trying anything. In Vice City, James called me. And, we did that, and it was classic. It was legendary. And at that point, that was the highest rated shit. You know what I'm saying? And nobody thought that nothing could come and destroy it. But of course, you, 90, came and just made us forget about what the early Vice City was. But, it was a cool experience. You know what I'm saying? But I was getting so high, man, that it started to be noticeable. And, recording HY was not fun because I still had contract obligations with Grandpa Joe. And, that's why we was doing the Hell Yeah episodes. And, that's why the energy wasn't that good. That's why it wasn't that funny. You know what I'm saying? And as a result, shit, it got the boot. But the fans missed it. It came back. And, we had some legendary episodes, but HY had to die, man. You know what I'm saying? If your energy ain't right with the team, it ain't gonna be right. You know what I'm saying? And shit, that's just what that was. Hell Yeah was something that worked when everybody was happy and everybody was good and didn't know, who the damn wizard was, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's just what it was like. And shit, people finding that out, man. It was quiet dinners, you know what I'm saying, with me and everybody. It just wasn't the same. We knew what we needed to do. We knew what we wanted to do. And shit, when we did that last HY, it was over. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody going on to something else. And that's the surprising thing about FNK to me, 90, is that shit, Trunks didn't have no choice but to do that. And if that shit would have really failed, man, that really would have been it for XTV as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, where else do you go after HY being the number one thing all these years? You know what I'm saying? Except have another radio station or another radio show. FNK comes along and, dominates for some years. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, of course I get pushed to the wayside, especially when Trunks revealed that I was on drugs. And, I ain't give a fuck after that. And you was very reckless with it. But, before going any further into this, I want to mention, of course, Catman, because, Payne, I feel you rarely touch on Catman, the movies, that is, and of course the series, and your infamous match with, Alvin. And I ain't even ask you about Alvin ass. Oh, Alvin, cousin Alvin, man. Man, that nigga got like 5 kids, man. He don't even remember XTV no more. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't the same, He got a long ass beard too. And, he try to, like, be hip and listen to, like, new music. He be like, you heard that rich homie Quan constantly hating? You know what I'm saying? He don't know what he talking about, but he just like the beat. So, yeah, even though he came back at Sazamania,